Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy LAJ back at it again. I hope that wasn't loud for you guys, but I'm excited because big news, big changes for all of LA sports. Everybody else is scrambling around trying to beat the Dodgers, trying to beat the Lakers, but they're going to realize real quick, no matter how much they stack up their chips, the Lakers are all in and they're going to take all that money. And I am here for all that smoke. All that trash talking that Houston was doing about James Harden. All that trash talking that everybody's been doing about LeBron James joining a big three and all that. But failed to realize that Boston had a big three before LeBron. And he stuck with that trash Cavs for 4 years. Despite what the Celtics were doing. Also, you guys could see, new hat. Gotta respect it. I mean, if we're gonna, give props to other people that won NL MVPs and AL MVPs, Cy Young, all those little rookie awards and everything, you gotta respect this one as well, the most. With that being said, I'm proud and I'm happy to have on board, back with me, the man, the myth, the legend, Mike, the OG. How you doing?
What's up, Jay?
How you doing? How you doing?
Dodgers. I have my hat too, man.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Mine.
Oh, and also let me put the screen up a little bit. I don't know if you can see back there. I got my it's a little blurry, but I got the 2020 championship. I got the other ones too. 2017 should have been up there as well, but you already know Houston and their bitch asses. But how are you doing? How's it? How's the family?
Well, everyone's good. Had a little scared with my best friend who was exposed to COVID. Guy I've known since 1972.
Yeah.
He got exposed to COVID. His family got exposed to it, but tested negative, thank God.
Okay, that's good.
And he's all good. And shout out to Phil Ochoa. Prayers for you, brother, and your family that everything stays negative. And yeah, my best buddy, man.
All right.
So
you've been in contact with him and making sure everything's good?
Every day I talk to him. You know, we're avid golf. We golf.
Okay.
We golf together up until the COVID happened. We were golfing at least twice a week, twice a week. And yeah, and so, I haven't seen him in a long time. I went to his house, drive by, say hello, type deal from the car. But thank God he's okay, Jay.
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
How about you? Everybody good with you?
Yeah, everything's good with me. I mean, not much we can do. Yesterday went to a drive-in over in damn, what city is that? Not El Monte, a little bit further from El Monte, by the 605 freeway. Went to go check out a scary movie. Which one?
That's the Vineland, right?
Yes, Vineland, right off the 605.
Vineland,
yeah, I checked it out. Went out there.
Yeah.
It was fun getting out of the house and doing something new. It was cool. We picked up some
Got
snacks.
a lot of memories of that Vineland, man.
I could imagine. I could only imagine, like, back in the day for you, like, how much more crowded it was. I used to go there, too,
man.
but you, like, had the peak of it.
That was the thing to do. Go to take a date to the... Hey, man, back in the day when I was in high school, used to take a chick out on a date for $10. You'd be able to go to the movies, get some popcorn, a little something, and have a good time. Back in the day. Yeah, $10, that included the gas.
I can imagine those wild days, Mike. But before we get started with today's show, I want to, send prayers out to Tommy Lasorda, hoping that everything turns out well. Look, he's up there in age, and he said it multiple times that before he goes and the big Dodger, as he says, the big Dodger in the sky takes him, he wants to see the Dodgers win a World Series. And I thought for the longest it wasn't going to happen because, Dodgers fell short time after time after time again. But now he was there. He witnessed them live win the title. But, time is running out for him. I do hope that he does pull through. He makes it and we get to see him enjoy another title and be here for a while longer. I mean, he definitely needs to be here so he could see his statue be put up at Dodger Stadium. Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, he was at Game 6. I read some articles on the internet, and he wanted to be there. He wanted to be at Game 6, and he was there. He saw them win the championship. Coming back home, he's had a heart condition. I met Tommy a few years ago, back in, I think, 15 or 16 at a Ram training camp. He was out there in the sun for about a half hour, standing out in the
Damn.
hot sun. He's a huge Ram fan, Tommy Lasorda.
Yeah.
He's a huge Laker fan. He's an LA guy. He's wasn't born here. He's from Philadelphia, but he is an LA guy. I mean, when he came to LA, he bought his home out in Fullerton back in the I would say sometime in the early '60s. And then he's with the Dodger organization all those years. The funny story about Tommy is that he was dropped from the club to make room for Sandy Koufax. So he says, "Well, I give up my spot for the greatest pitcher who ever lived."
Yeah,
so,
I remember that story.
And talking to Tommy, I remember meeting him. I said, "Hey, Tommy," I called him Skipper. He came off the field where I was in the VIP section at the Rams training camp, and it was real hot. And then someone said, "Hey, get Skipper some water." And in that one section was like sectioned off from everybody. And I said, "Hey, Skip, have a seat here." I grabbed a chair. He sat down. He had just broken his wrist. Now, he's left-handed, right?
Yeah.
So I was trying to get an autograph. I go, "Hey, Skip, you get an autograph?" And he lifts his hand up like this. I said, "Oh, man, I'm sorry, Skip. I didn't know you broke." I go, "Can I take a photo with you?" He goes, "Yeah, no problem." So I took a picture with him. And I told him, "Hey, Skip, we're going to win this World Series for you." And he goes, "No, young man, we're going to win the World Series for you, the fans." And, what a great guy.
Yeah.
But, I got to sit and talk to him for a little bit, a little chit-chat. That was a thrill, one of the thrills of my life, because huge Dodger fan like yourself, Jay, meeting a legend like Tommy, that's like meeting Vin Scully, who I've never met. Someday I'd like to meet Vinny, but the odds are that he's getting up in age, and he's probably now with COVID, he's going to be recluse from everybody.
Yeah.
So I won't be able to have a chance to meet Vin Scully. But yeah, Tommy, my heart goes out to the family, prayers, and hopefully he'll pull through this situation. He's in intensive care, resting comfortably.
Yeah. So all the best wishes for Tommy and a speedy recovery. Hopefully we see him on the field in his seat near the Magic Johnson towards the left side of home plate. Hopefully we see him next year there, cheering on the boys in blue, running it back and getting that back-to-back title without any cheating, any complaints. But on to sports. So, man, where do we even start? We got so much going on everywhere. I think the safest thing to do right now, I mean, it's going on right now as a matter of fact. So we might even be on while somebody gets traded, somebody gets picked up, a new contract. Like, you just never know right now. But the first thing that I want to start off with is the Magic Man, the new Magic Man, Sam Presti, Oklahoma City Thunder's general manager. The man is trading for picks. This man is hoarding picks. I remember Danny Ainge was being talked about as hoarding all the picks and, keeping everybody and still trying to contend, do everything. But Sam Presti, miraculously with CP3, had a contender this last season that we just had. And now he traded Chris Paul to the Phoenix Suns for Kelly Oubre and some other players, along with a draft pick. And now he has 17 first-round picks from now till 2026. 17 first-round picks, and I'm going to break them down to you real quick. He has the Nuggets first-round pick in 2020 and the Lakers first-round pick now that the Lakers picked up Dennis Schroeder, who we're going to talk about, and Laker fans should definitely be excited about. So 2020, he has 2 first-round picks aside from his. 2021, their own first pick, the Heat's first pick, and the Houston pick that can be swapped out. 2022, their own first pick, the Clippers first pick, and the Suns first pick. 2024, their own first pick, the Clippers first pick, and Houston's first pick. 2026, their own first pick, Houston's first pick, and the Clippers first pick. So they have 17 first-round picks, and with this much, they gotta land something. The Clippers for a while, they're not gonna, land a top 10 pick. Houston,
they
probably
give away all their first-round picks.
Yeah, so for a minute, I don't think the Clippers are going to get a first-round pick. A top 10 pick. But Oklahoma's going to definitely have some good talent to pick from, and they could absolutely trade up or trade down. So
Right.
there's so many options for Oklahoma moving forward, and it's wild to think that they were contenders this just season, and they traded Chris Paul, who's up there in age, and you
Yeah.
look at San Antonio, who traded Kawhi Leonard for pretty much just DeMar DeRozan.
Right.
So it's crazy to me what happened with Oklahoma and what's going on with San Antonio. And San Antonio,
And we still might be able to get DeRozan.
Yeah,
you know that,
because
right?
we still have Kuzma.
We still might be able to get DeRozan.
Yeah. Oh, and you already know NBA is gonna be all mad. You already know.
See, here's the deal, man. When it comes down to NBA first round prospects and picks, who was the Lakers' first round draft pick a few years ago? Oh, Ball, right?
Lonzo Ball, the mistake.
Yeah, the mistake, right? But see, that's you could go through the whole friggin' NBA and find a lot of, or any professional sports, and find a lot of mistakes in the first round.
Yes.
Can you name? And look at, as far as quarterback goes, it's very difficult to find a quarterback in the NFL who was a first round pick who's going to be the greatest or one of the greatest, or however you look at it, you want to call it. So although he has all these first round picks over the next five or 6 years, I think 5 years, 17 of them.
Yeah.
He still has to make the right decisions,
Yep.
and he still has to get the right team together, and he still has to get the right coach to put them all together. It's tough to win an NBA championship. It's not easy. Chris Paul's still chasing the chip. People are, you got guys still chasing the chip. It's not easy. So it shows you what Pelinka did with the Lakers last year, putting together a team that with LeBron, an elderly LeBron, who's on the, he's not on the downside. I think he's probably playing as great as he ever has.
Yeah.
Then you put AD with them, and then you get all these other guys that you put around them, the role players. They waited on Caruso to develop. He wasn't some of the greatest players in sports were not in the first round. Look at Jerry Rice for the 49ers, great receiver. You could go up and down all rosters and find guys who are developing. You got to get a guy who's going to take you over to a championship, who has that little chip on his shoulder. Look at fucking Tom Brady. I'm sorry, but
The last
Tom
pick.
Brady. Look at Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look what he's done. And he was in the first round. He was overlooked. I mean,
He was the last pick, wasn't he?
Huh?
Tom Brady was the last pick in that draft, wasn't he?
I think he was, or close to it.
Yeah.
So you could go through history, of sports history. You got to find the guy who has that intangible, who wants to win, who knows how to win, and wasn't given the opportunity in high school or college, and then comes into the pros and blossom. It happens all the time. Just because he has all those, although his odds are really good. I mean, he's going to get a few players. He's going to make a few trades for some frontline players, and he's going to do well. It doesn't mean it's always going to happen. It just doesn't. It's not a guarantee. Nothing's guaranteed.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You just never know, but yeah, the odds are in his favor, and it's wild to think.
He could do a lot of damage, but remember when he had the big three?
James Harden, Westbrook, and Kevin Durant.
Westbrook, and Harden. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And was Iguodala on that team too?
Yes, he was, and he was also drafted by OKC.
Yeah, see, so they had the talent, they just couldn't put it together. There's only one rock when you're playing basketball, only one ball. You don't have two balls now, so you got to be able to share it, and have people to understand the concept, and play tough defense. The Lakers won last year because they had a prolific scoring, right?
Yes.
Obviously. But they played good, hard-nosed defense.
Yeah.
They played as a team defense, and that's what won them the championship. And that's what's going to win them this year. That defense, Vogel is a defensive scheme specialist. He knows what he's doing defensively. So, Oklahoma's going to have that's great. They got a lot of picks, but they still got to make the right picks, get the right personnel on the court,
and the right system for the certain players who they're going to
them.
build around. There's so many factors that come in. When do they start officially okay, this is a team we're running with. This is a team we drafted, and this is where we're going to go with. You just never know. It's going to be a play on to try to figure out who they're gonna draft first off, who's gonna be their best option, and then their ownership, based on how they treated Kevin Durant, based on how they treated Westbrook, and based on how they treated Harden, are they gonna be willing to pay these players if they pan out? That's the other issue too, because this recession, this thing that we're on right now, this pandemic, it's gonna hit every sports owner's pockets.
And Oklahoma City is not a big city.
Exactly.
I mean, Oklahoma, that not a big money place.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're exactly right. Who's going to want to go to Oklahoma and play for Oklahoma?
Yeah, especially if they can't afford to pay. So that becomes an issue. So all these things are going to come into factor, but we're looking at, 2028, like way ahead in the future. See how things pan out by then. New teams.
By then we'll have 20 championships. The Lakers.
Let's see. Oh yeah, we'd be at 20. I think we'd be at 20. Yeah, I think so. Keep Anthony Davis and this little core that we got going on. Yeah, absolutely. I'm down with that. So you just mentioned it a little while ago. There's only one rock. So talking about one rock, we got the problem in Houston. Golden State Warriors were trying for so long to finish the Rockets, to finish Harden. And the best year that Harden had was that year that he blew that 3-1 lead against Golden State. That was his best season. That was his best team that he ever had. And that was his opportunity. Now he got Westbrook. Everybody got cocky. Everybody got arrogant and believed that they were the favorites. But no, you just mentioned it. It's only one rock. Now there's trouble in Houston. Houston has a problem. And James Harden wants out. Westbrook wants out. And he wants to go, well, Harden, speaking of Harden, he wants to go to Brooklyn.
Right.
I don't know how that's going to work out because James Harden isn't so effective. I mean, he can still pass the ball, but he's more effective with the ball. Kevin Durant is not a ball handler. He's not a facilitator. He's a catch and shoot and create his own shot. But he's not a facilitator. He's not the man to have the rock. Kyrie Irving is a ball hog. Like, there's no doubt about it. He's a ball hog. So what goes on there? I'm hearing the rumor that Kyrie would be involved in the trade if they were to go for James Harden. How much of a slap in the face would that be for Kyrie Irving if you panned out this whole thing where you went off season and you wanted to talk to Kevin Durant to team up with him somewhere and you get traded? You get the boot. You don't even get the opportunity to play with Kevin Durant. But what are your thoughts on James Harden to the Brooklyn Nets?
Yeah, that I just you nailed it. You only have one ball on the court, and Harden is a glory. I mean, he's a great. I call him a street basketball player. I mean,
yes.
go
I get
anywhere and just beat anybody in 1-on-1, 3-on-3, 5-on-5. But when you talk to professional basketball, you got to play defense, and he's not a great defensive basketball player. He's
just
pretty
sneaky.
good.
He's sneaky with that.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
But one thing is that I've noticed over the last couple of years, they've caught on to his flopping. So you don't see as many calls. You'll see them once in a while, but not as they were at one time. So you got Kevin Durant coming back from Achilles.
Yep.
So his mobility is going to be
limited,
maybe 70% of what he had, right? Kyrie has had injuries, and he's had issues when he was with LeBron James. LeBron got him a championship, and he was still not happy.
Yep.
So, I don't know how in the hell, who's the coach?
Steve Nash.
Well, Steve has a lot of balls to juggle. Because how are you going to satisfy everybody? Once they get on a roll, they might win 7, 8, 9, 10 games, lose a couple, and then win about 5, 6, 7, 8 games, then go on a losing streak, lose 6, then the finger pointing starts. And how do then the finger pointing starts. Well, I'm not getting the ball. This is not designed to my, but here comes the bullshit. It takes really a lot of
patience,
yeah, but I want to say grit to win an NBA championship.
Oh yeah,
you gotta
absolutely.
Put your egos in check.
Yeah,
and have one desire to win it all and do whatever it takes.
Yeah,
Lakers won those championships in the 80s with Kurt Rambis. Rambis didn't complain. He just did his job. He hit the boards. He played tough defense, and he was a shutdown guy. Whoever he guarded, he shut him down. The Lakers were similar in nature this past season when we won the last championship. Caruso, Rondo, these guys just locked down people. Losing Green is going to be tough. I like Green. He's a great defensive player.
Mm-hmm.
He missed that one shot and everybody pointing fingers at him.
Yeah.
But dude has made so many big shots in his career. It happens. Sometimes you just don't make that shot. But, I'm sure he'll make some big shots for whoever he's playing for next season.
It always happens. A player that used to play for the former
team. But I don't
team.
think he's going to get traded and stick. I think he'll move from OKC, go somewhere else. So, it's funny to see these guys getting these super teams. They want 3 superstars on a team, but those 3 superstars have to buy in. And that's where the 3 alpha males doesn't always work out. So, yeah, we'll see.
So Vince is saying Nets would be great on offense, but would Nets be great on defense with that big 3? We might as well call Brooklyn the Brooklyn Suns. Who needs Harden more, the Sixers or the Nets? See, that's a great question right there by Vince. Who needs Harden more, the Sixers or the Suns? And I personally would say the Sixers because Joel Embiid and James Harden. Oh my God, that is.
See, there you go, right there. That'd be a good 1-2 punch.
Nets would be an isolation team by Vince. Yeah, I mean, I think all signs point to the better fit would be trading to the 76ers. It just seems like Ben Simmons, for whatever reason, just refuses to work on his jump shot, work on his mid-range, and work on his three-point shot. He's a running joke. I've only seen him make.
Has he ever had that mid-range shot? Has he ever had a jump shot?
I don't know what his percentage is. I'm assuming it's low, but I know I've seen him personally make 1 3-pointer. That's it. He's had like maybe 5 attempts, but I've only seen him make 1. So your game can't be trusted all in the paint when you have a big who can do the outside game, mid-range, and the paint. Like, you got to develop your game a lot more than what you already have.
He's afraid to fail, bro. That's what it is.
Sad.
When you play when you go, you got to put yourself out there when you're on the basketball court. You got to want to win. You got to want to make shots. And sometimes, I've heard a lot of great players say, sometimes I don't want to take. You'll pass the ball and you'll find guys. I don't want to take that shot. He doesn't afraid to fail.
Oh, that's
afraid
sad.
to be. And that happens. He could be great during the game, but when it comes down to the clutch shot or whatever. Afraid to fail. Don't want to take that shot. Don't want to be labeled a loser because you took a shot and you didn't make it. So
lack of confidence is what you say. I would say, oh yeah, that makes sense. Dan, that's crazy. We went from the Rockets being everybody's favorite to win it all, and Westbrook and this and that, and the Lakers being dumb, and oh my God, the media.
In 1 year, huh?
Yeah, the media just eating it up. Yeah, and then Golden State tried for 3 years to kill the Rockets, and the Lakers came in, and I remember the exact moment, and I remember I'm never gonna forget the nod, that angry face, oh, I'm gonna get you guys back, like pissed off LeBron James after game 2 after losing, and Russell Westbrook chirping and barking and yelling, and I remember Anthony Davis sitting there like dead face, and LeBron right next to him like, yeah, I'm coming back. And he did what he did. He did what he did. And the disrespect by the media, just disrespect and not believing in LeBron James. So it is what it is. Now the Lakers are credited for destroying the Rockets. And
Rockets.
Here we go. I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it happened at the hands of LeBron James and the Lakers. And now you're seeing that all the superstars over here are wanting to transfer out to the East Coast because they're scared. Fear. Okay, so here's a question by Vince. Where do you see Westbrook getting traded to?
Well, yeah. Where does Westbrook go? Who needs?
Or does he stay? Does he stay? Because if Harden leaves, that Westbrook's been open and said that he wants his own team like he did in Oklahoma. He was thriving, doing well in Oklahoma. If Harden gets traded, he might thrive in Houston with PJ Tucker, Daniel House, if whatever happens with him and his wife and that whole scandal. Eric Gordon, and I'm hearing that they might be interested in trading for Lou Williams as well. So that might be a great pickup. So a team that has Westbrook and a little solid core, that might be interesting.
Well, Westbrook's I mean, huge alpha male, right?
Yep.
I mean, he can penetrate and score, create his own shot, but I think he needs to tweak his game a little bit. He needs to pass more, which he did last year. He was giving it up more, but he needs to find some guys who will play with him that are solid.
Yeah.
And yeah, he might just stay if the Harden goes. That would not be a bad move for him. And
so
figure it all out from there.
So Westbrook's best year, would you say, was in Oklahoma the year before Paul George, when it was the year after Kevin Durant, but the year before Paul George?
Year before Paul George.
His triple-double MVP year, right?
Yeah. Then he got injured, right? Didn't he have an injury?
I don't remember an injury. I know he was injured this year, and he missed the bubble. He missed the bubble and a couple of, I think, the first series against Oklahoma, and then he came in for the Lakers series, or he came in late for the Oklahoma series.
No, but he's had some hamstring injuries.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's had some injuries, so there's wear and tear there.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs to monitor that, and I could see him staying there and then building around him. And he's still a card. He's still a draw. But even though we're not going to have fans in the majority of the. I think in every stadium. I think unlike the NFL, the NBA is going to be universal in their policy of no fans in the stands through the whole NBA. It's not going to be like in the NFL. Well, like in Texas, they're allowed fans. And
Kansas City,
Florida, Kansas City.
Yeah.
LA, you can't go to a game. No. Nevada, you can't go to a game. So you're not going to be able, no fans at the Raiders Stadium. So it's not going to be like that in the NBA. In the NBA, it'll be universal. That's one thing's the difference between the NBA and the NFL. And I think Major League Baseball is going to allow fans next year, but it's going to be a small percentage. But they stay together. Unlike NFL is similar to the friggin' United States. Well, every man for themselves, every team for themselves. We're going to go by what the state says. They're not. To me, the NFL is not unified, and that's sorry, because I really I love football, and I'm sorry to see this happen with the NFL, but that's why we have so many COVID cases. Some guys get sick, other guys get. It's because it's not universal across the board.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that
they may say they are by testing. And calls in the facilities, but no. They're not.
Yeah, I don't think they're running it right either. I mean, stupid ass Manfred ran it wrong towards the end. Like, everything was perfect up until the end, and he went off, and it was just stupid.
Well, you know what happened with with Justin Turner.
I mean, he went out and apologized for something that he didn't have to, but
it's where they were. The place with the hotel they stood at. They were all isolated, the ball players, but the hotel was open to the public.
What a bitch! I didn't even know that.
And they have golf course there. So Kelly says in an interview, the Joe Kelly interviews, says, "Look, we're all separated, which is fine and dandy, which was great, but the umpires and the media were out at the golf course."
Oh no, that was Max Muncy on David Vassay. That was Max Muncy.
That was Cali too.
Oh, okay, so then we have two people that are confirming this case then, because I heard it from Max Muncy, where he said that MLB officials, like I'm talking about, like front office officials, were playing golf, and socializing. Like, what kind of bullshit is this?
And then the players got to be in the rooms, and then Kelly says in an interview, he says, "How secure is it? Because we have people bringing us room service. They're supposed to leave it outside, but sometimes they bring it in." So, it was a joke. He had said it was a powder keg waiting to explode.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, it was Manfred didn't do a well enough job. He was just barely holding on himself, and he's an idiot. and reflecting on the booze he got when they're presenting the trophy to
He
him.
looked like a damn worm when he just looked like he was shook. And I'm glad every single one of them booed him and just shook him to a core. Um,
Yeah,
Damn, but yeah, that does suck. Holy shit, I didn't even know that. Oh my god.
yeah.
So now we have more confirmed people that are saying that it was run all poorly. Stupid as Manfred, my god. Um, okay, so there's the other rumor where we have Tristan Thompson interacting with LeBron James and supposedly interested in coming to the Lakers. We have Serge Ibaka and Jeremiah Grant, Jeremiah Grant opted out of his contract today.
I
Um,
like Grant.
yeah, I remember you said that a couple of episodes ago. He
Yeah, I
averaged
like Grant a lot.
12 points per game in the regular season. Not very good off dishing out the ball and everything, but he was more an offensive scorer. Like, he was a menace. He was a menace offensively. Serge Ibaka, I'm hearing a lot that he's more interested in teaming up with the Brooklyn Nets. Like, they're catering him to go over there. I don't really trust Ibaka that much, so I'd be okay with Jeremiah Grant. But my priority is obviously Anthony Davis. Like, he's obviously going to come back.
Oh yeah,
We got to get him back, right? Like, that's priority number one, A, B, all that. Then, for me, and I want to get your thought on this, is locking up Contavious Caldwell-Pope, who is also opting out. I got to make sure that I have KCP back because he was detrimental. He was main reason why the Lakers won. Besides LeBron, besides Anthony Davis, besides Rondo, KCP was among those people that was leading the charge to getting this title, and I want him back because he spreads the floor. And you team him up with Dennis Schroeder, it's game over.
yeah.
So
I like KCP. A couple of years ago, it was a question mark. Even last year, early on before the bubble,
yeah,
he wasn't. The consistency wasn't there, but he got comfortable with the team, his teammates. He became real comfortable in the bubble, and he was a factor why the Lakers won that championship. So yeah, gotta sign KCP. Unfortunately, Rondo's gonna go. But,
I mean, I don't want.
He might go to the Clippers.
I'm hearing that. He's going to the Clippers. I'm hearing that, and they need him. They need a player like Rondo. I wouldn't want to lose him because obviously he, again, was main reason why the Lakers won. Playoff Rondo is a thing. But if he's gonna ask for a lot of money, I gotta go with KCP
that's the
first.
thing. It comes down to money, and it's gonna come down to what he wants. If he wants another ring, he'll stick around with the Lakers.
Yeah.
And play that. And then you got Avery Bradley too,
who opting out as well. Who got a new representative and is also opting out. So first off, your thoughts on Rondo? Bring him back or let him walk?
Well, we make the trade for Schroeder, right?
That's Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, Schroeder. If we make the trade for Schroeder, there's no room for Rondo. If we keep Bradley.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. There's no room. So you're gonna get a younger guy. I think how old is Rondo?
Rondo might be in his 30s.
33, 34.
Yeah.
With an injury history, and then this guy Schroeder is 26 or 27.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more youth, and he actually shoot as a better perimeter shooter.
Mm-hmm.
So use him. Playoff Rondo is great during the, Rondo was great in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But what was he like during the season? Was he interested? I mean, he has a high basketball IQ. I was watching some show today saying it's hard to get his attention during the regular season. He kind of drifts. So, but when it was all on the line, a light went on, switch, boom, then he became the player that the Lakers needed. But can they afford to do that again? That's the key. Avery Bradley, Schroeder, and will be a great 1-2 punch. Then you got Caruso and these other guys coming off the bench. So yeah, I'm not too. I don't want to lose Rondo, but I think eventually he's going to have to go.
Yeah, he's not going to play for the league minimum or the veteran
And you
minimum.
got to look at the money situation too.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing 72 games this year.
Yeah, and a
We're
lot
not
of
playing.
back-to-backs. A lot of back-to-backs.
Yeah. So, and then we're starting early. So you're going to need some youth to play because you're going to load manage LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to load manage LeBron James. You're going to load manage Anthony Davis. This is something that has to be done. The load management, sit these guys down.
Mm-hmm.
Got to sit them down because it's too soon to come back. You know, just too soon to come back, and you're gonna put wear and tear on these guys that, won't have enough at the end of the season to repeat. So, yeah, you're gonna get a little used. You're gonna the record might not be overwhelming where we just totally take the West like we did, but the strategy is going to be a little different to get to the end result. And the end result is to go into the playoffs healthy, and we know what can happen with the guys we have on the court that we bring back, how good we can be because we showed it last season. Yeah. So I say the load manage early on, and then maybe 3/4 of the season kick it into high gear, get a rhythm going into the playoffs.
Okay, so do you think Rajon Rondo is a Hall of Famer?
I don't know all his numbers. I know what he had some injuries. After he left Boston, he kind of floated. Hall of Famer. He has 2 rings.
Yeah.
Both first ring beat the Lakers, second ring to get the Lakers a ring. He'd have to do a couple more things over the next couple of years. If he wins another ring somewhere, yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. If he wins
Okay, that's interesting. I think he would be a Hall of Famer right now. I think he's done. I think the stuff that he's done gets him in there.
It's tough to call Hall of Famers. You know. So. Yeah, it's tough to call Rondo a Hall of Famer. That's he'd have to win another a ring, I think, Jay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think so. I mean, if he stays with the Lakers, more than likely that happens. Damn. But the Lakers, though, they're already making moves, and
his role, if he stays with the Lakers, his role is gonna be, it's not gonna be.
Because Dennis Schroeder's the one that's going to be doing most of the work. He's the younger legs. He can still do and create his own shot. And pretty much Rondo was supposed to help out LeBron in that sense. But either
we'll see
way.
What Avery Bradley does.
Yeah, Avery Bradley. I mean, given the fact that, Pelinka still kept him informed, kept him in like part of the team and followed up with him, made sure he was good. And then he goes and does this where he's opting out and he's looking for better money and all that stuff. It's like, bro, like, the Lakers were taking care of you, and now you're turning your back on them. So
yeah, but money's money's there only one time, then it goes away. So
yeah, I get that.
I get about your family. It's a lot different. When you're asking someone, if you're making a lot of money for a long period of time, you could probably take less money, like Justin Turner.
Yeah,
he should be able to give the hometown discount.
Hopefully he does. I feel like he would too. I mean, seeing that what they did this year and the ability to run it back, I just don't see him saying, "Nah, I'm walking out for the money. I'm leaving the team that I grew up with, the chemistry that I built, the family and relationships that I have here for greener grass somewhere else." I just don't see that happening.
He could play first base.
Yeah.
You could flip-flop him and Muncy. Muncy doesn't play a bad third. You could flip-flop.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Lakers are going to be in a good spot. They're going to be in a good position for running it back. They're still moving. I mean, adding Schroeder automatically is a huge upgrade. Now, whether they keep Dwight Howard, which I hope they do as well, but he's going to be looking for money as well. Javon McGee is going to stay, so I'm not too mad about that decision. Man, I don't know. Like,
I think Howard's gonna stay just to piss Shaq off.
I don't even understand why Shaq hates him.
Just to piss him off and get another ring.
I don't even know why Shaq hates him. To be honest with you, like, it's just like he's a nice guy. Like Dwight Howard switched everything around.
This is what why Shaq hates Dwight Howard. When Howard came to the Lakers the first time,
The Kobe situation.
The Kobe situation, how he disrespected Kobe. Now Howard already addressed it. Says I was immature. I handled it all wrong.
Yeah.
Kobe, Kobe was trying to help me, and I think he's gone to a therapist, Howard. So, but Shaq is one guy. He doesn't let shit go.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
You do him wrong, he's gonna stay on you. He's not gonna let shit go.
Yeah.
That's the deal. That's what's going on. That's what's happening right now with Shaq.
Well, I do hope he does come back because he was pretty good off the bench.
Oh, man,
and he's tremendous.
Oh yeah, rebound. He got some baskets.
He took a back seat to being
really good.
The face of the team. He took a back seat to all that, and the craziest thing was he gave up I think a multi-million-dollar contract or a six-figure contract to play in Kobe shoes. So it's like, yeah, his mindset is different now. Like he grew up.
Yeah.
He grew up.
He understands that this is he's a Hall of Famer, no doubt.
Yeah, he is.
But now with a couple of world championship on it, makes it look that much shinier.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So that's what that's what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
I think he will. I think really, Jay. I think he's going to stay.
Hopefully.
Him and McGee. Man, him and McGee and Davis. Shit.
Because look, we're gonna need a center pretty soon. Anthony Davis doesn't like playing the center, so we're gonna need a center pretty soon. Because the Suns, with the addition of Chris Paul now, they are gonna have a great leader and a veteran to develop DeAndre Ayton. And DeAndre Ayton, when he was where did he play? Arizona, right?
Right.
When he played out there, even though he got paid under the table and he got caught, he was still a force to reckon with. In the NBA, he's still learning, he's still developing, and he's figuring things out little by little. Not at a fast pace because he didn't have anybody to teach him. He wasn't going out of his way to learn from some of the vets in the league. So DeAndre Ayton, with the help of CP3, is going to become a force to be reckoned with. And JaVale McGee might be able to, contain him a little bit, but Dwight Howard, I think, is more athletically fit, and he's mentally capable to stop DeAndre Ayton.
Well, the West is going to be loaded.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
As it was, loaded.
Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers were the 8th seed. This team that eliminated Westbrook and Paul George off that huge three-pointer last year. I mean, yeah, the West is crazy.
And the Warriors are coming
back.
My
my God, we haven't even touched on the Warriors. Those bastards.
So, yeah, it's not going to be a cakewalk. It's going to take a little negotiation and maneuvering. It can be done, but the West will be loaded.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
So you also mentioned that DeMar DeRozan's still in play.
Right.
So at first, I think the assumption was it was going to be Kuzma and Danny Green for DeRozan.
Right.
But obviously Danny Green is no longer available. He's no longer part of that deal. It's going to be Kuzma, and what else can be done? And how do you match the contract? I mean, you got to stretch
money.
Kuzma. You got to give Kuzma a contract so they can match contracts with DeRozan, and you can trade them off. The Lakers, I think, have their 2024 pick and their 2022 pick. So they could probably include that and maybe some second rounders to make it happen. But the pettiness in Popovich is a petty guy. He's petty as hell. So I don't think he's going to want to trade him to the Lakers. You're going to have to include a third team or sneak in the Lakers off a third team somehow, some way. I don't think the Lakers could snatch up DeRozan for cheap and directly straight up. So I don't know how this is going to work out to get DeRozan.
Look, in Rob, I trust.
Hey, same.
In Rob, I trust.
Yeah.
Mika's going to do something that's going to be able to pull it off. And I think Popovich, too, he's on the tail end of his career. I'm pretty sure Pop, he's done some great things with his team. And although he's getting up there in age also, it's around the same time where Phil said, I'm time to take off and relax and enjoy the rest of his life. So Popovich loves basketball. Don't get me wrong. The guy has been a great coach, great leader, great mentor for a lot of people. But I think Popovich is He's a foodie guy. He loves his food. He loves different
He's
restaurants,
a
and
wine guy.
he loves a lot. He's a wine guy. He loves a
Hmm.
good bottle of wine. So uh, I think he might be looking at his fourth quarter, halftime. Fourth halfway through his fourth quarter of life, thinking, you know what, I might just want to just relax now, just enjoy the rest of my life. I don't know what his contract is, but I wouldn't be surprised if within a season or two he retires from basketball.
Okay, so do you even think it'll be done?
To get to Rosen,
Yeah.
yeah, I think we can get to Rosen. I think, like you said, give Kuzma a contract and trade him.
Damn.
Yep. And
Oh.
Kuzma is the kind of player that Popovich likes. Long, lengthy guy.
Yeah, but
But
he's distracted all the time. Like I mean, he has a girlfriend, but he's all about Instagram. He's all about modeling. He's all about being
right.
out and socializing. He's not what we all thought and expected out of him. So,
I was never a Kuzma fan, bro. I've never liked Kyle Kuzma.
damn.
A lot of people liked Kuzma. I was an Ingram guy.
Oh,
I
same.
liked
Yeah.
it. Yeah, Ingram was a very hard nosed, hard working guy.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Kuzma was just all along for the ride. And if you look at the playoffs in last year, and even in the championship series, he didn't do shit.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
He maybe had a couple good games during the playoffs, but I don't think he did all that much. It was the others around him that really surpassed. And whenever he did something stupid, he got yanked right away.
Yeah. Um.
Watching the games, you could see it. If he did something, made a bad pass or took an errant shot, someone's coming in for Kuzma.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the career in LA for Kyle Kuzma is pretty much done, set for. Um, Unfortunately, we gave up Brandon Ingram, but it could maybe happen. He's a restricted free agent this year. He's gonna get paid.
Ingram,
Yeah, Ingram. So he's restricted. He's gonna get his money. I don't know if New Orleans is gonna be willing to pay him. I don't know what the situation. I think New Orleans might be more focused on Lonzo and Zion, and Brandon Ingram is probably not in the picture. So maybe the Lakers could be that team to get him back. And hey, we have another scorer who actually plays defense and who
yeah,
is like. There's so many times where he wanted to fight people. He wanted to fight James Harden. When CP3 and Rondo got into a fight, he was there. He was part of that. He was throwing those putazos in there during that game. So like having Brandon Ingram is like a guy that you want to have to like back you up and score at the same time. I would like to have him back. I don't think it will happen, but hey, it is what it is. It's an option out there. But Kuzma, as long as we get something good in return, like DeRozan. Again, I'm not 100% sold on DeRozan either because he kind of disappears in the playoffs. So
well, like I said, not everybody wants that rock
yeah,
when it gets to crunch time.
yeah,
But that's okay. Just get us there. We have guys who want it. AD
yes,
and LeBron. I
yeah,
mean, come on, man.
yeah. And then they make.
So
I mean, LeBron makes everybody better. So
one
ah,
more championship next year, Jay. We surpassed the Celtics. One more. In my mind, we've already surpassed the Celtics because they won fucking 10 or 9 or 10
11,
championships when there was nobody in the league.
11.
When there was nobody in the league. I mean, come on. So, but just numbers wise, because numbers speak louder than words, one more championship. And
Man,
then,
that is crazy. That is crazy. And everybody's mad at the Lakers. Everybody hates the Lakers right now because of Dennis Schroeder. But James Harden going to the Nets is okay. The
yeah,
Warriors asking to speak to Westbrook is okay. The Suns getting Chris Paul is
Chris
okay.
Paul is okay.
But the Lakers getting Dennis Schroeder is a
Schroeder,
problem.
everyone's pissed off. Yeah.
Man, keep
Why does the
hating.
Lakers get off? Why does the Lakers get off our Lakers? Fool?
Keep crying. Weep all you want. Let's talk some Rams, right? Let's talk some
The
Rams.
Rams. Horns up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Huge win. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. You already know how I said I was gonna become an inaugurated fan. I'm coming into this team. I never liked football, but I'm coming into this team to support. I didn't expect them to beat the Seahawks because they were ranked number 1 in offense and they were still like a top 5 or top 6 defensive wise. So I thought, damn, the Rams are going to get blown out. But surprisingly, the number 2 ranked defense in the league, the Rams, put up numbers and they stopped your boy.
Do you know the Rams in the fourth quarter of this season played 9 games? Do you know that they've only allowed 3.2 points per game in the fourth quarter?
In the fourth quarter?
In the second half. Second half of the game, they don't allow anyone to score points on them. The Rams put the screw. They're 31-0 leading into half. If they have the lead going into halftime, 31-0. The only other team is that has done something better is the New England Patriots, who are 42-0 with the lead going into halftime. The Rams defense, was a question for me because we didn't have a training camp. We traded coordinators. This guy's a young guy, McVay, one of his buddies. And I'm the type of person, I got to see it, right? I got to see it before I believe it. You could talk all you want unless I see it. And the Rams defense for me was like, man, we lost a couple linebackers that I liked and blah, blah, blah. We got Jalen Ramsey. Of course, Donald was going to be great. I didn't think we were going to be this good defensively, and this is great. I'm so happy. We could really be have an undefeated year ourselves if we
easy, yeah.
So, my hats off to the Rams defensive coordinator. My one, of course, Goff's played pretty darn good. Although I believe he's a system quarterback, and there's the difference between a system quarterback and someone who creates. It's just like someone who creates a shot for himself in the NBA. You got guys like Patrick Mahomes and this kid Murray down in Arizona. They create offense from nothing.
Yeah.
Jared Goff can't do that.
Yeah.
That's not who he is. He is a system quarterback. And McVay's an offensive genius because he's able to get the attributes of Goff, what he's really good at, and then enhance them and make them better. So all these timing mechanisms on the offensive schemes and stuff, he's able to do things with Goff, and Goff has become a prolific quarterback because of the system. And I really believe that. Although he has great talent, Goff has a great arm, but you got to have, and when you're a quarterback, you have to have time to throw, and you got to create time by running the ball. And the games we did lose, we weren't running the ball. We have a 3-headed monster, bro. We got 3 guys in the backfield who are phenomenal. Henderson, Akers, and Brown. These guys, we didn't have a running back for a while. Todd Gurley was our running back. He got hurt, and that was the end of it. We had no one behind him.
C.J. Anderson, you wouldn't think C.J. Anderson was good that 1 year?
Anderson was an old guy. He was pretty good for, he did well when he was with the Rams, but he wasn't a breakaway speed or could do something that, he was steady. But see, they were learning themselves the offense.
Yeah.
The big game yesterday, I had said it before the Sunday's game, it was must win. I thought.
Yeah.
Must win.
Yeah.
And so now that we're all 6-3, the 3 teams, although
should have been 7-2.
Arizona is ranked number 1 because they haven't lost in the division, but we're going to kick their ass when we face them.
That boy Kyler Murray, though. That boy Kyler Murray is
he's tough, man. But you know what? He's gonna. He remembered Aaron Donald from last season. We put an ass kicking on.
Put him on the ground.
Yeah, so he's gonna remember Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's no joke, man. I've never seen someone so quick and fast. His hands, his footwork.
Yeah.
I've seen it up close. I was at training camp. I think I've mentioned it one time. Me and my son videotaped it. I was like maybe, 10 yards, 7 yards from him, and they were doing drills. And my son says, "Dad, look how fast his hands are. Look how fast his feet are." I was like, my God, this guy's like unbelievable. He could have been a boxer. He's so fast. Boom, so fast. I said, man, God, and the power. So, that was a big game, and the Seahawks are in trouble. Just the Seahawks and the 49ers are in the same boat. They got injuries. The kid Metcalf was pissed off that Wilson couldn't get him the ball. But hey, Wilson didn't have time to throw. I think we had
No, he
5
didn't. Yeah, there was a
sacks.
bunch of times where he was like so under pressure, he just had to panic
5
throw.
sacks.
There was one time where I think Aaron Donald, yeah, it was in the fourth quarter or in the third quarter. Donald literally had him in that death grip, and Russell Wilson just had to like do that shortstop, quick
Yeah, it was a quick
crossover.
pitch. He was a baseball player.
Yeah,
Russell.
yeah. They were talking about. I remember hearing that they were talking about it with Joe Buck, right? He called the game.
Yeah, Joe Buck.
Surprisingly, he wasn't hating. I think after the Dodgers won the World Series and the Lakers won the championship, he checked himself and realized, like, hey, wait a minute. I can't keep talking shit about LA because these LA sports fans are hardcore and they've been winning championships. I can't keep on the shit, so I got to get good on the Rams. But
and Joe
yeah.
Buck grew up with the Rams. He was
good. St. Louis, right? Because you said he grew up like out there by the Central.
Right. He grew up in St. Louis, and the Rams were in St. Louis, and the greatest show on turf. And he grew up with all that. So, he's pissed off that they came back to LA, but he understands it.
Yeah.
Why they're back here. But hey, they played great yesterday.
Oh my God! Look.
Hopefully, I heard that Whitworth, big number 77.
It wasn't a complete tear.
No, it was a MCL, not an ACL. So that's good.
Yeah, and it wasn't a complete tear, so they're hoping he
might be able to make it back for the play.
Came out, dabbed him up. The respect that he got, like, it's crazy when your opponent
Andrew
comes over.
But he probably had a lot going on and made me think. I don't know. To me, he didn't seem like very personable, but doesn't matter. He plays a great left tackle.
Yeah.
And,
so
we're gonna miss him. And then the kid Noboom, the Rams drafted Noboom to take Whitworth's spot a few years ago. Then Noboom got hurt, so he's being mentored by Whitworth how to play that left tackle. That left tackle to a right-handed quarterback is everything.
Yeah.
You got to have a left tackle.
Yeah.
If you don't have a left tackle, you're screwed because when you go back to pass, that's your blind spot. So that Andrew Whitworth's been a great left tackle. Wasted all those years in Cincinnati, but he went to the Super Bowl with the Rams. And another injury yesterday was Taylor Rapp. He had a sprained MCL, so he should be okay in a few weeks. Don't expect Ram fans, to travel to Florida and play. We play Tampa Bay. So
Tom Brady.
Yeah, and they had a big game, so that'll be a big test for our defense. But one thing we will have is a statue in the backfield. Tom Brady's not a mobile quarterback, and the Rams are going to get after him. And Tom Brady remembers the Rams in the Super Bowl. Look, we lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl not because it was because of our defense. We just couldn't score on them.
Yeah, no.
So Tom Brady remembers the Rams very vividly.
Fuck. 2018 was a shitty ass year. We lost to the Red Sox, and then they cheated us, and we lost to the Patriots. That close, that fucking close. Oh my God. Whatever.
Yeah, so, our Rams are going to be good. We're going to be all right. The rest of the schedule, it's going to be a little. Like I said, we're going to. We got Arizona. We're going to play after we play Tampa Bay. Then we play the 49ers.
Again.
Which is a given because the Niners.
Shouldn't have lost that game.
The 49ers suck, but now we lost to them, and we're going to give it back to them. And we play the 49ers at home after Tampa Bay. Then we play at Arizona. Then we play at the Patriots at home. So the Patriots are playing good football too. But I think out of the next 4 games, we should win 3 out of the 4. And my predictions preseason was that we would make the playoffs with a 10-6 record. And winning the West was going to be iffy because the 49ers were playing good football. They had a good team. And Seahawks were good. I didn't think Arizona was going to be a good team, but kind of flip-flop. Arizona seems to be playing better football than the Seahawks. And the Niners are completely out of it because of the injuries. So we have a good chance of winning the West.
It's a 3-way tie right now.
Yeah,
So
at 6-3. But
yeah,
if we play the rest of the season because of COVID, um, I think we might end up with a maybe a 12-4 record or
whoa.
11
Well, in
and 5.
reality, we should right now it's only one loss. In reality, the
Yeah,
real loss should have only been to the
yeah.
Dolphins.
But you got to go with what the record
Yeah,
is: 6-3,
they're better than what
and
the record shows. I'll say that the Rams are better than what their actual
oh yeah,
record
they're
is.
playing. Their defense is what the Rams are. Their defense is what the Rams are.
Shout out,
Right?
look, and I want to see if this is your player of the game. For me, like after what I saw yesterday, I know there was 2 interceptions,
Oh yeah,
but
Williams.
but I think the player of the game is Leonard Floyd. 5 tackles, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and one.
Right.
So
Leonard Floyd was played for the Chicago Bears. In his rookie year, he was phenomenal.
yeah,
And then there was a drop off for whatever reason. It wasn't the defensive schemes, or he didn't have players around him who were giving him his opportunities. That's why the Rams picked him up. Chicago gave up on him, but he's playing some good football. And Leonard Floyd played really good yesterday. Like you
mm-hmm.
said, he was flying around. He made some great plays, a few sacks, and man,
The defense was all around great, but Leonard Floyd stuck out. Like
Jalen Ramsey shut down
yeah,
shut him
yeah,
down.
yeah. Yo,
And
he's earning his money.
That kid probably thought, man, I've never played against someone like this. Shut him down, So I was real happy yesterday in yesterday's win. It was a good win, a good solid win. We needed to win, and we need to beat Tampa Bay. This is the 5th time, Jay, we're flying back east. What the fuck is that about? Why is the NFL doing that to the Rams, making us go all the way back east to play these games? This is bullshit. I mean, come on. NFL, do better than that. Well, why treat us so bad?
I mean,
we have the worst schedule going back and forth. And then during the pandemic, on
Yeah.
top of all this.
this is obviously, it's not just the NFL, but it's in all sports in general. It's a hate towards LA. Like no matter what, like every single sport, every single commissioner hates LA. Actually, not the NBA. I'll go as far as saying the NBA doesn't. Adam Silver is doing a great job.
Well, Adam Silver is, but what's his name? Prior to the block, the Chris Paul trade.
Man, I forget. He just died this year too, like like a little bit after Kobe or before Kobe.
Was it O'Brien?
No, it wasn't O'Brien.
No. What's his name? I forget the guy's name.
Short, fat guy.
Yeah, he blocked the Chris Paul trade. He wasn't a Laker fan. He could have let that trade go through. That was bullshit, and they didn't want the Lakers to catch the Celtics.
David Stern.
They didn't want the Lakers to catch up in the Laker championship. Celtic championship. They didn't want us to catch them.
Yeah.
Because Stern is an East Coast guy. So, these guys on the East Coast just don't like the West Coast. Look, it's 90 degrees outside. For you who are watching right now, Jay and I, in Los Angeles, in mid-November, it is 90 degrees.
Yeah.
You can go to the friggin' beach. If you're back east, you're in your house and it's 40 degrees, snowing or raining or some shit. But I'm sorry, but this is just how LA is. This is Los Angeles. I'm 62. It's been like this my whole life. Go to the beach in November and December, and that's why everyone hates Los Angeles.
Keep crying. Tell them to keep crying. I mean, that's just how we live. We live a lavish life of sun, good weather, great food. Mm-hmm. No racism. Talking about no racism. Joe Biden, congratulations. Can we officially say congratulations, or is Donald Trump being a bitch still?
President-elect.
Is Donald Trump still being a bitch, or can we legitimately say Joe Biden won the election?
Oh, well, yeah. There's no way they're going to overturn the election.
Are they
recounting?
Are they still recounting?
They could recount the states, but I think maybe 100 votes one way or the other. They're pretty much solid. And Homeland Security had said this is the most legitimate election, and that's Trump's Homeland Security. These people were appointed by Donald Trump, and they said this is the most up and up election ever of all time. So there you go.
All
You
right,
know
so
what screwed us though, Jay, is that these vaccines and stuff is there's gonna be a delay because of Trump crybabying ass, and that's the problem.
yo, he bamboozled everybody, and honestly, this is what's gonna happen. This is just what I believe is gonna happen once Joe Biden comes in and he starts fixing all the shit that Donald Trump fucked up. People are gonna slowly start realizing, like, wait a minute, Donald Trump promised us this and he didn't deliver. Right now,
Right.
everybody that's Donald Trump, like, just die hard on him, they're under the belief that he's innocent. Everybody else is a pedophile. Everybody else is a criminal. Like, they're hardcore Republicans. You know how you're a Dodger fan, you're a Rams fan, but let's just assume for the moment that I am a Raider fan and I am an Angels fan, and you're trying to convince me that the Dodgers are a better team. You're trying to convince me that the
It's not
Rams
gonna
are a
happen.
better team. But me, a hardcore Angel fan, a hardcore Raider fan, I'm going to say no, the Raiders are better because such and such. No, the Angels are better because such and such. And I'm going to counter everything you say because of my beliefs, and I'm hard-headed. I'm blocked off. I have a wall that I'm not going to let you climb over or let you like see through. That's what's going on with all the Trump supporters. They're just not willing to understand that the facts are Donald Trump is a con and he fucked everybody up. There's a thing out there where he's trying to get people to pay for the recount. But
Right.
you look at the fine print. You don't even have to go that far down into the fund. Maybe like 2 paragraphs down, and on that certain section, it clearly states that 60% is only gonna be used towards the actual recount and that fund. So that means 40% is going to his pocket to pay for everything else that he pretty much wants to do. And as a president elect, or as the president of the United States, why the fuck are you at a golf course during the most tragic pandemic in the history of the fucking world? And your ass is in the fucking golf course? Like, there's
Yeah.
so much shit that he's doing and getting away with that once he's out of office and Biden starts fixing shit, that people are gonna realize, like, wait a minute, Donald Trump was a scumbag. Like, everybody's trying to picture Biden as a pedophile because he's kissing kids, hugging them, and all that. But they fail to realize that he lost a son, that he
You know
lost
what?
multiple kids.
As Latinos, as people of color, we hug our children.
Yes, we
We're
embrace them.
watching that.
Yeah, and we beat
hug
them.
and we
beat them.
kiss our children. We love on each other.
Yes.
That's who we are.
Yes.
Don't get it twisted. What I kind of am concerned with, Jay, is when we go back to normalcy and we're able to go back to Dodger Stadium, we're able to go back to Staples, and we're able to go to SoFi and watch the Grand. You know, I lost a lot of friends on Facebook, and people I've known for a long time because they're Trump supporters.
Yeah, it happens.
It's a sad state of affairs, but it's going to carry over into our sports. You're gonna see people at the stadium. You know, people know me. I know some people, and when you see them at the games, it's going to be kind of awkward, you know, at first. But our teams are our teams. The Dodgers play for the city of Los Angeles. Everybody in the city of Los Angeles. The Lakers play for everybody.
Yes. Yes.
The Rams play for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's who we represent, the city of angels. And it's going to be kind of messed up at first. But you know what? We got to be able to get over this. And just remember that sports is like the glue that keeps us together.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just
It's gonna
like
be.
your wife,
We just need
your
time.
wife is your love of your life and your family, but sports brings us together as a different type of family.
Yeah.
That's why we're all concerned about time and Soder's health, Andrew Whitworth's twisted
Yeah.
knee.
We're gonna need time. Obviously, maybe by next year, everybody's gonna go back to normalcy as far as respecting each other and, you know, appreciating each other, all that stuff, all this negativity that we have right now, the Trump supporters wanting to fight everybody, and the riots and all this shit that's going on. By next year, people are gonna realize, like, yeah, we were supporting the guy that was selling "Make America Great Again" hats with China, made in China labels inside. If people were smart enough, like had a brain cell that was more than one, an IQ higher than warm water, they would grab their hat, look inside, and see, oh, it says made in China.
Made in China.
Like, that's how simple
the
it
light
is.
bulb would go on.
That's how simple it is. But, you know, people, again, the Angels are the best team in the world. The Raiders are the best.
Do the Dodgers sign Justin Turner?
I don't know. See all these things, but you know it's gonna take time for people to realize like all these things. And I'll gather the videos. I'll make a video one day because I see all these videos. I see all the videos of all the things that Donald Trump has said, and then he argues against, and then things that he says that are wrong. All these things come up. There's a tweet for everything. So
yeah, I don't. You know what? When the Apprentice here, if you want to get really deep into the social aspect of this thing. When I watch other than sports, I watch reality TV.
Okay.
I watch things that are historic, has a historic nature, or glued to facts and reality. I don't watch anything that is not really, how I say, like The Bachelorette or.
That's the dumbest show in the history of life.
The Real Housewives of all this stuff.
Oh my God, those shows.
That stuff is not real. See, that's. You know, people trying to live vicariously through these people.
Yeah.
I want to know more about things that are factual in nature.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to historic events with my sporting teams. But when Donald Trump was at his Apprentice show and everyone was watching, hey, you got to see The Apprentice. I knew right away who this guy was because I've seen people like him all my life. You know, being in law enforcement for 33 years, we are trained to see through people's personalities. We could cut through all the bullshit and know what someone is within 10 minutes.
Damn.
Just talking to somebody. So this is why people got conned, and 72 million people followed this guy, voted for him. You really hate people of color, or you just don't want to
easily manipulate.
You know, to be peaceful people. You just want to be, you know, you have a lot of money. Look at Lil Wayne and these guys. They backed Trump up because they had a lot of money. They don't want to get taxed.
Yeah.
And that, what does that tell you? They're just telling you, here, this is for you because I'd rather take care of myself.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then don't support these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't support anyone who doesn't want to be a good person, good people. I just can't support you. I'm not going to buy your product. I'm not going to, you know, give you any type of accolade. I'm just going to go for what I think is righteous and what's good for the whole. So, hey, Justin Turner, if you're listening, sign for less money, come back and play for our Dodgers.
Hey, whatever
you're
it
the heart and
takes.
soul of the Dodgers. You're the heart and soul, man. You played Cal State Fullerton. You're 35, bro. Understand it. I understand it. You know, you want to make your money, but how much millions can you really hold on to? How much can you spend? And
no, Justin Turner.
The Dodgers are family. So stay with the Dodgers, bro.
He'll come back. Nah, I feel like he's gonna come back.
You can leave.
Bias can't leave. Jock Pierce and Kike Hernandez. What are your thoughts on them?
I like Jock.
He's the Rondo. He's the team. He's the Rondo of the team.
He's the Rondo. Kiki's a really good utility player. He could hit left-handed pitching, but he's going to get his money. Fuck. And Kiki should get his money because he has people in Puerto Rico that his family, he's from Puerto Rico, and the people there, his family, how much money he can make could help a lot of people. And he's that type of dude that will invest the money he makes into the community he grew up with. So the Dodgers can't give him the money he can get from somewhere else. So.
Well, hold up. Let me see. So looking at the numbers, so right now, the tax threshold for MLB is going to be $210 million. The Dodgers next season, their actual payroll is $172 million. So they have room for about $40 million to spend.
Well, they're going to go get Trevor Bauer, bro. I mean,
But do they need Trevor Bauer? That's a thing.
Sure. You could never do without that
Is it a
kind of pitch.
want or is it a need?
It's a want and a need simultaneously. You getting the best pitchers in baseball is the
Yes.
key to winning a
You are getting a
championship.
character. Yeah. You're definitely getting Trevor Bauer, who is hated by MLB already, so he fits with the Dodgers.
Right,
You're getting a pitcher who can hold his own. We
right.
saw it against the Braves. We have a pitcher who brings great chemistry, and he has a social media where he, focuses on YouTube and developing his brand. So he fits in LA. I personally think he's
It
gonna end up with the
all
Angels.
comes together,
Yeah,
Jay.
yeah. But I think he's gonna end up with the Angels. I really think he's just gonna end up with the Angels. They're gonna give him whatever he wants, and they need him more than we do. But if we get him, I'm not gonna be mad. It's just a matter of what do you do with a starting rotation. We got
Well,
Kershaw, we got Price, we got Buehler, we got May, we got Gonsolin, we got Urias.
Price and Kershaw are on the backside of their career.
Yes, they are.
Okay, so look, Clayton gave us a great year, and I'm very grateful for all he's done for us. I love Clayton Kershaw, but we got to think about not only next year but the year after.
Yes.
And what's going to happen. He's already had back problems. He missed in the rotation in the playoffs. He missed some time during the regular season when it wasn't 162 games. So let's be realistic and look at this, other than being sincere and the love for the guy. Look at it financially and physically. And I'm sure Andrew Freeman is doing the same. Freeman, he's doing the same thing. He's seeing what's the long term. He's already, his contract, how much he's going to get paid, and what can he give us on the field, and what can David Price give it? Although Price has had a year off, he could have been rejuvenated with this last year because he hasn't thrown. Kind of probably going to save himself some. But Trevor Bauer will be a great 1-2 punch with Walker Buehler and Julio Urias. Urias is going to be a starter, left-handed starter for the Dodgers. So you're going to have these guys, man, and Dustin May. Now, the guy you might see in a trade is Tony Gonsolin, because Gonsolin pitched pretty good during the season, but he just didn't have it in the playoffs. He just wasn't sharp for whatever reason, but he'd be a good enough trade bait where he could go out and get some other pieces. But the Dodgers are not done by no sense of the imagination building on what they have.
So Trevor Bauer is 29 years old.
Well, he's 29, but he could give us 2-3 great years. And look, man, why not go up for a back-to-back championship?
Yeah,
that would be great. I mean, look, they've been in the World Series 3 out of the last 4 years. 3 out of the last 4 years, they've been in the World Series, the Dodgers. They won 1 and lost 2. So we're going back to the World Series, and we need bullets in our gun to go back to the World Series. You're not just going back with half not a full chamber or a full clip. So yeah, I'm all for Trevor Bauer. I like to see him in a Dodger uniform. And there are some guys that are on that team. Hey, how about Rios? If Turner goes to first base, and Turner could still play third for a couple more years. We could put Edwin Rios at first and do with Muncy and have these guys platoon. Why not do it? Why not do it? Second base is the what I've been talking about for a long time. They've been platooning second base with Kiki and Taylor. Are we ever going to get a legitimate second baseman? Gavin Lutz played second base. Cody's going to stay in center, and Mookie's in right. Left field, you're going to platoon out there too. We have a solid squad. We have, to run it back next year is going to be pretty. We have a good chance of winning the World Series. But it goes, and by catching, we have Barnes and Smith. And Smith, he hit some pretty big home runs. Barnes his stick started coming around. Matt Barnes this guy's going to be great. I mean, Austin Barnes is going to be a great catcher. So you need pitching. You always need pitching. You cannot have enough pitching. You can't have enough great pitching. So, yeah, that's where I stand, Jay. That's what I think.
Okay,
What do
so
you?
it'll work if we get Trevor Bauer because in 2021, as of right now, without the Mookie Bet, I mean, without the Corey Seager, Austin Barnes, Scott, there's a couple of players that haven't been paid yet. We're looking at roughly $144 million. That's approximate at what we're looking at for the Dodgers 2021 payroll. Then in 2022, Clayton Kershaw's off the books, Kenley Jensen's off the books, Chris Taylor's gonna be a free agent, Corey Seager's gonna be a free agent, Austin Barnes, all these guys. So basically, Clayton Kershaw and Kenley Jensen are the biggest players off the books at 51 between both of them.
Bam, there you go, brother.
51 million right off the books from there, and in 2022, committed money is at 71 million. So there's plenty of room to sign all these free agents, but you also got to start thinking about paying Corey Seager. Depending on Cody Bellinger, his bounce back of 2021 and how he develops and how he works out, you got to get ready for him. Then Julio Urias, Walker Buehler, Dustin May, who's probably going to bounce back and have a great year, Brusar Graterol. Victor Gonzalez, happy birthday to him for today. His birthday today. Who's also going to... Victor Gonzalez.
Ah!
The homie who...
Yeah, he came back to play, huh? Yeah. He didn't want to pitch anymore.
Crazy. It's just... And it was Julio Urias who convinced him to come back.
Right.
And then you also got to look at, like, if they add Trevor Bauer, I'm assuming his contract's going to be anywhere from 20 to 25 million. So, you know, that bumps them up to maybe like 90 million just within those contracts that are committed for 2022. And in 2022, the only contracts that are committed are Mookie Betts, David Price, AJ Pollock, Max Muncy, Joe Kelly, who's going to have a player option, and that's it. So they only got 4 players that are committed for 2022. Everybody else is either a free agent or still under team control, like arbitration and stuff like that. Look, but then Jay, you got to pay them.
You go all in for 2021 to win a championship.
Yeah.
You're going all in, and then when 2022 comes, you don't have Kenley anymore. He'll be gone.
Yeah.
Kenley should just, this is what I think is going to happen with Kenley. You know, because I was hard on him. I actually wrote him directly and tagged him. I said, look, man, you don't have it. You want to win this year? Tell Roberts not to pitch you. Go around it. Middle innings. That's the only way you can do it. And you will win, go out as a champion. And you didn't see the guy pitch a whole lot.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have it anymore. Look, anyone can hit 91, 90, 92 mile an hour cutter, a fastball. They were waiting for him to come in. And that's, it's sad, but it's true. And, it's just what it is. So I think next year he's going to have an injury, or he's going to say he has an injury, and he's going to miss a lot of the season. And that's just the way it's going to. I really believe that's going to happen, Kenley. Kenley should just go off in the sunset with the championship.
Yeah.
Hey, you were a great Dodger. You're the greatest reliever, closer of Dodger history, and you go out with the World Series for him. That's how he should go out. Get his money, go out and say you're injured, whatever. But hey, that's just my opinion. Who knows if it's going to come true or not? But most of the time, my kid always said, "Dad, how do you know so much shit?" I said, "Well, you live long enough, you see enough."
You just gotta pay attention. You gotta connect dots.
Pay attention.
But yeah, so if they were to go after Trevor Bauer, it wouldn't be such a bad thing. There's plenty of room to pay him, but the Dodgers also gotta keep in mind that all these young guys that are actually performing well have experience in the brightest of light. And this is, I always...
Oh, man, they all have World Series experience,
I repeat this every single time I get the opportunity. Every single one of these guys can play in the brightest and more stressful positions yet. So it's not like you're putting out some scrub out there and they're going to underperform. No. Julio Urias has been in the postseason from day one. He's seen the postseason from his first year. Jock Peterson from the first year. Corey Seager, first year. Cody Bellinger.
Corey Seager. Oh,
all these kids.
God.
Every single one of these kids that are on the roster right now, they've all experienced the World Series. Once, in the very least once. Urias has experienced it 3 times. Walker Buehler has experienced it twice. Cody Bellinger has experienced it 3 times. Who else? Who else is out here that Dustin May?
Bellinger, Seager.
Seager's experienced
Seager
it
was
3 times.
healthy the year we lost. We
Oh,
could have won it. We could have beat
Yeah,
the Red Sox.
Machado. I mean, Machado tried. He was pretty decent. I'm not gonna knock him for being trash, but he was pretty decent. He held his own. I mean, we traded and he held his own. But all these guys, all these young guys, they know how to win. They know how to. Who said it? Yadier Molina. Yadier Molina. I'm never gonna forget this. As much as I hate that scumbag, I'm never gonna forget the fact that he said, "I don't work out and prepare for a 162 season. I mean, a 162 game season. I prepare for a 190 game season." He's ready to play into the World Series. Game 7 of every single game. He's ready for a Game 7. He's ready and prepped. That's what this Dodgers team is. They're all weathered and prepared to go deep. And I mean, really, like, none of them have missed the postseason. None of them have had a short season as far as not playing into a postseason. They all played into October. Every single one of them that are on this team, they're weathered. They're experienced to go the distance. And it's only going to get better because, obviously, they're young.
So do you think they sign Kiki or they let him go?
I hope they sign him, mainly because of his chemistry. I love what he brings to the chemistry part. As far as utility goes, I'm glad that he's there.
That's not what I asked you. You said you hope. Do you think they'll sign him?
Yes, I think they will. I'll go as far as saying yes. Jock, though, that's where the problem lies in. I just don't see him, sticking around.
He's your left-handed power hitter from playing left field, platooning with Pollock.
I mean, Chris Taylor. I mean, Chris Taylor can play infield and outfield.
Chris Taylor's a right-handed batter.
I mean, what can you really do? Jock Peterson's going to ask for his money. Is he worth it?
I think he is. I think he's a better clutch hitter than Hernandez. As far from the left side now, you got to look at it. He's a left-handed stick, left-handed power hitter from the left side, and Kiki's a right-handed power hitter in all sense, because he swings from the heels. Now here's the deal: what if you sign Kiki and trade Taylor and make Kiki your second baseman?
Nah, I trust Chris Taylor a lot more. Chris Taylor has speed, and I just see him as a more
There's your
effective.
dilemma.
I think Chris Taylor is more effective.
Jay. It's not that it can. Would you trade? It's between Jock and Kiki. It's between Taylor and Kiki.
Nah, it's Chris Taylor for me. It's gonna be Chris Taylor.
Both of them can play left field, but they're both right. They're both right-handed hitters, and you already have AJ Pollock from the right side.
Yeah. Who's
hitting from the left side. So you have Mookie who's hitting from the right side. You got Turner who hits from the right side. You got Muncie's a left-handed hitter. Seager's a left-handed hitter. Barnes and Smith are right-handed hitters. Yeah. So you're always looking for that right-handed power hitter. They got Pollock. So
Pollock's not really a power hitter.
It's either going to be, and then so what the Dodgers I think we're going to do is they're going to probably trade Gavin Lux because kid hasn't panned out. Do you give him another shot? And he's left-handed.
I mean, you got to give him another shot because you can't just give up on him on half a season, and he missed more than half of the season from whatever he had going on.
So here's the dilemma you have. You have Jock Peterson, who's a proven World Series champion, clutch hitter in the playoffs from the left side, and you have Gavin Lux, who's potential and hasn't proven anything in the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's your problem.
Yeah.
If you would have had Verdugo and not Jock, this would not even be a conversation because Verdugo would be your left-handed power hitter.
Verdugo, man.
But you got Mookie Betts for Verdugo.
Yeah, I understand that part. I 100% understand that part, but I can't accept it. It's like Brandon Ingram. We gave up a lot for Anthony Davis. It's not even a lot now in comparison to what the Clippers did.
He gave us a World Series.
Yeah, exactly.
NBA championship.
But you look at the development of Brandon Ingram, and
Mookie gave us a World Championship.
And that's a dilemma that I'm at right now. You look at Anthony Davis. We gave up Brandon Ingram, who should have been Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma is Gavin Lux.
Yeah,
that's a comparison right there. So that's my dilemma. Like, it should have been Gavin Lux, Verdugo in the outfield. Oh my God, we win the World Series on October 24th instead of October 26th or 27th.
Don't give up hope. We might be able to get Verdugo back in a Dodger uniform.
I hope. I mean, that's what you hope for.
You trade Gavin Lux and Tony Gosselin to the Red Sox.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll oh my,
and give
it'll
up
hurt too giving up Gavin.
another piece, and you might get Verdugo back in Dodger blue.
It might work.
And you can care less if Kiki and Peterson leaves.
Yeah, that might work too. But then the only thing that I have with Alex Verdugo is, you know, he had that back problem, and that's a serious thing. So that's why I'm not heartbroken entirely, but I still feel the pain. But either way, it's like, yeah. So Jock Peterson, you would keep Jock Peterson. I would keep Kike. And that's like a righty heavy. Or actually, is it a heavy right-handed lineup? Mookie is right-handed.
You got Will
Austin
Smith
Barnes or Will
Barnes.
Smith.
You got Turner.
Assuming that we keep Turner. Oh,
we're gonna keep Turner.
So you would have four.
I don't see Justin Turner going anywhere else. He is an LA guy, and he's gonna retire. He's gonna be the Steve Garvey of your era.
That's crazy.
Your era, the Steve Garvey of the guy. Because Steve Garvey, he was like Mr. Dodger.
Yeah, you know, but Steve Garvey was here with the Dodgers for what, 15 years, 16 years?
Yeah, well, but he did his damage with the Dodgers. You know, I mean, Say, Lopes, Garvey, and Russell.
The infield.
So when you think of those four guys, the four infielders that Tommy brought up, and won an 81 championship, and went to the World Series in those other years in the 70s. You talk about those guys. Ron Say, the Penguin, played third base. Bill Russell was an okay shortstop. Davey Lopes was a good second baseman. He had a lot of stolen bases. But Steve Garvey was the anchor of that team.
Yeah, he was.
Steve Garvey was a badass dude. It's
MVP,
just like
Hall of Fame.
Just like Mike Piazza of those teams. And you go back to different eras. Justin Turner is going to be, when signing this contract, this contract coming up, he's going to be your guys' Steve Garvey, your guys' Mike Piazza. This era. Justin Turner's a bad dude, man.
Yeah.
You know, he went out, and you could say all you want about, wow, he was selfish, blah, blah, blah. It's an emotional time, and Roberts told him, come out here. Another thing, I want to apologize to Dave Roberts for all the bullshit I said about you all these years. You know, you're the first Black Asian manager for the Dodgers to win a World Series. Yeah. You're up there. You, Walter Alston, and Tommy Lasorda are the only managers to win a World Series for the Dodgers. The 55 team, I think it's 61, 65 Walter Alston teams, Tommy's teams of 81,
88,
and now Dave Roberts.
2017, Dave Roberts. 2020, I'm claiming 2017 for the Dodgers. I'm claiming 2017 for the Dodgers. I'm gonna do that every single day.
I talk a lot of shit about Dave Roberts, but they cheated him.
Yeah.
And I still don't. Analytics is not my thing. I rather see. I go by my gut. But you can't argue with success. And you are a world championship. Dave Roberts, congratulations, and I apologize. I tip my cap to you.
I mean, I'm still not there. I still have a lot of hatred for Dave Roberts. So maybe next year I'll give him that.
Well, you can't argue with success, Jay. You got
next year,
Series,
next year, because he had some blunders and he had some things. Look, 2017, he doesn't pull Rich Hill out of that game in Game 2. We win in Game 6. The Dodgers win the World Series in 6.
You got to look at it this way, though, bro. He's learning along with us, right?
Yeah.
He's learning along. He's not been a manager that long. And, he got to find his balls. He found his balls by keeping Julio Urias in those 3 innings. Oh, my God.
That was the most epic thing ever. I'm going to watch the highlight again. So I gotta right now that you mentioned the infield with Ron Say, Davey Lopes, Steve Garvey, a story that I do remember, and I remember writing one of my first articles, 2015, 2016. I remember meeting Steve Garvey at Dick's in where was it? Glendale. Dick's Sporting Goods in Glendale. I remember seeing him there, And I approached him. I told him, "Hey, I wrote an article about you. Do you mind, checking it out?" And I handed him my phone, and the article was there. He started reading it, and on the article, I remember I had read the Tommy Lasorda book, My Way, and I got another story about that thing for next time. But I read the Tommy Lasorda book, and there was a story in there that said that when he was managing the minor league team affiliate for the Dodgers, Ron Say, Davey Lopes, along with other guys. Oh my God, what was his favorite player? Valentine. No, Valentine.
Oh, Bobby Valentine.
Bobby Valentine was his favorite player. Right. So he had every single one of the guys that he was managing in the minors write a letter to all the players in the Dodgers organization, in the actual Dodgers major league team. So you had Steve Garvey, Ron Say, Bobby Valentine, all these players, including Steve Yeager, write to their affiliates. So whoever was starting first base for the actual Dodger team, the major team, Steve Garvey wrote to them and said, "Hey, my name's Steve Garvey. You don't know me."
That was Wes Parker.
Wes Parker, okay. I completely forgot. But Steve Garvey wrote Wes Parker, "Hey, my name's Steve Garvey. You don't know me, but I'm just letting you know that I'm going to take your position in a couple of seasons." Every single one of Tommy's boys wrote a letter to their affiliate of player that played their position, and it came true. A couple seasons later, when Tommy got promoted, he brought everybody up. He brought them all up. And, 77 happened with the fucking bitch-ass bump, the Bud bump.
Yeah, Reggie
Jackson, the Bud bump. But, he came up here, brought everybody up, and they all became successful. And I think to this day, Steve Garvey, I see a lot of people that are Hall of Famers, that Steve Garvey has better numbers.
No, he's not in the Hall of Fame. How can he not be in the Hall of Fame?
Exactly. MVP, Hall of Fame numbers, some better than others, and he's not in the Hall of Fame. The disrespect. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so Steve Garvey, disrespect to the Dodgers.
Yep. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame. And if not, at least the Dodgers should start, doing it their way. Like, we're not going to wait until the Hall of Fame decides whether or not we're going to be letting players into the Hall of Fame. We're going to do it our way. Fernando Valenzuela, your number's getting retired. Fernando Mania, you did a lot for us. Steve Garvey, he did a lot for us. Kershaw, he's a Hall of Famer, but, who knows how long before he's put into the Hall of Fame. So that was just my little quick Tommy Lasorda story. And it was crazy. Like, the balls that he had, like, to tell everybody, hey, write to them and tell them that you're taking their position.
Tommy was a great manager, great baseball mind.
Yep.
He still is. He's still with us. I like the story when he told Dave Roberts, when the Dodgers going into Game 7, he told Dave Roberts in his ear, he says, "You haven't done shit until you win it all."
Yeah, I remember that. That.
He told him, "You haven't done shit till you win it all." Then they lost. And Tommy wrote him. He gave him a hard time. He still gave him a hard time. I'm glad Tommy was there to see them win the championship. He deserved it, and I'm glad Scully got to see it from afar. And they're doing a narration of a program where Scully talks about the 2020 season. But, those guys, too bad Don Newcomb wasn't around, and that was Ken Lee's mentor. That these, look, the Dodgers are a tradition. Players will come and go, people will die and move on, but the team will still be here, and we still wear this hat because that's who we are. We're Dodger fans.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man. Man, I don't see any news on Tommy Lasorda. I hope everything turns out well and he gets to see another championship. I hope he's there for another title. The Dodgers, as of right now, God, like, I don't even know if they need to make any moves or they're like the favorites. I know we say this every year.
They're favored in Vegas.
With the Lakers, right?
They're favored in Vegas, yeah.
Okay.
They're favored to win again.
Okay.
What they should be. They've been in the World Series 3 out of the last 4 years.
And they were robbed two of them.
Yeah. They could have had 3 championships.
Oh my God.
And I'm glad the Dodgers won it this year. so we could tell Houston Asterix, kiss our asses.
A real
You
ring.
know,
A real ring.
Springer. I hope he goes to like friggin' some weak ass team like
The Mets are interested supposedly,
oh, he could go to the Mets. Yeah, that's a good team for
but
him.
they just got a new multi-billion-dollar owner who's
Owner,
about to
yeah, I
open up
saw
the
that.
pocketbook. So, they got a Steve Ballmer in MLB now. So it is what it is. But for the Dodgers, though, we got the talent. These kids, man, these kids are gonna run the league wild. We just gotta make sure that we keep them long term. Ah,
I'm sure we'll be all right, Jay. We'll be okay.
I'm still enjoying my little time off from sports. I'm enjoying the Rams doing their thing and not being so stressed about it. So I'm still cool with
Yeah,
it. But December's right around the corner.
yeah.
December's right around the corner.
Opening day basketball is coming up.
Yeah, yeah.
22nd of December. The Lakers will be playing on Christmas Day. Who are they playing? The Clippers?
I don't think
They
they've
haven't
announced the
announced it
schedule
yet.
yet. Yeah, I don't think they have announced the schedule yet. No.
They'll play the Clippers on Christmas Day.
Or the Warriors. You know what? I think they're gonna play the Warriors actually.
The Warriors?
Yeah, I think that's what they said, that they wanted to have the Warriors as the either the Christmas Day or opening day game. But again, Christmas Day is always a great time of the year, watching NBA game and seeing the Lakers do something.
So the Lakers won't sign Dudley. They won't sign Waiters. J.R. Smith's gone.
Man, I was hoping they signed Jared Dudley. He was a great guy.
Yeah, but he's a little old now.
Yeah.
And so Chris Paul, OKC, he's out. He's going to the Phoenix Suns. So we'll see how it all plans out. November 18th is draft day, a couple days away. And the 20th is free agent negotiations of this month, which is at the end of the week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we'll see. Opening day, December 22nd. Major League Baseball hasn't announced spring training yet, and if they will have fans, but I'm pretty sure they won't have fans.
Yeah, that's safe.
I'm pretty sure spring
bet.
training will be in their own facilities. It won't be in Arizona. It won't be, it's going to be a little different, even though they come up with a vaccine, it'll be different. So,
trying to put some light over here. Actually, I'm running out of sunlight. All right. Well, look, Wednesday, let's run it back. Hopefully, we have some news or something new, and we could talk some more Tommy Lasorda stories or some more sports stories, and hopefully things have changed where the Lakers have improved and gotten so much better. But for the meantime, let everybody know where they could catch you.
Hey, you can catch me on Twitter at OGLA Rams fan, and at Instagram at OGLA Rams fan, or on Facebook, Mike Pugrad.
Nice.
Catch me there.
Nice. Well, we'll end the show on a positive. Lakers, Dodgers are champions.
Yeah,
something
baby,
that the
boy,
Celtics, something that the Celtics don't know about, and something that the Houston Astros also don't know about. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Mike, thank you so much for being on. Appreciate you. Rams, Sunday.
What's up? Go Rams.
No, wait, they're playing Thursday, aren't they?
No, that's Seattle and
49.
Arizona.
Oh, in Arizona. Okay. All right. Cool. A full week rest for the Rams. Let's run it
Rams
back.
play on Monday night.
Oh.
Next Monday, a week from the night.
Ooh. All right.
In Tampa Bay, Monday Night Football. Da, 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 da.
That's a marquee matchup. That's a very good marquee matchup.
Yeah,
Golf.
Monday Night
Brady.
Football.
All right. Cool. So horns up, Dodgers, Laker fans, enjoy the championship. We're running it back, and no one's gonna be able to say anything afterwards. So with that, thank you guys for tuning in. Mike, thank you so much for being on. Appreciate you. Everybody have a safe, wonderful rest of your day, and we'll catch you guys next week. Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Have a great day, everybody.